Today is day 4 of growing Jumbo Coturnix quail for profit, eggs and meat. So last night, sad news, the power went out and we are off grid. We have a 16,000 K system with a very large battery backup system. We started out originally with 5K and expanded another 11K on it. That project started 7 months ago, and the contractor we have working on it is still working on it. So at the moment, he's got everything disconnected. So when the power went out last night, of course, we lost the heat lamps. I immediately went and grabbed the Coturnix portable solar generator, which I had in my EMP bag. It was at full charge. Between my wife's chickens on the right and my quail on the left, we're running two 125 watt bulbs. We did the math on the Coturnix and figured it would run for 4.2 hours, giving it a 90% efficiency. We got it down to 3.8. So I set my alarm to go off on my phone at 2:30 in the morning. Being only 3 hours, I came out at 2:30. The lights were out and we had lost a chick. And another one was desperately trying to stay alive. I powered up our tri-fuel generator. I have got a generator conversion kit on this, which is amazing. Absolutely recommend if you've got a generator and you want to be able to make sure that you can run it off multiple fuel sources like propane or natural gas instead of just gasoline, that you get this conversion kit here. I'll have a link for that below. It was actually my very first video I think I did on my YouTube channel. But anyway, so I got this hooked up, and I hooked up to the 240 volt outlet on the side of the house that's integrated with the solar panel system to see if we could run the whole house. Nothing happened because the solar isn't working. If anybody knows anybody who is proficient in working with Outback brand inverters and controllers and will work in the Idaho Falls area on a off-grid with grid tied, please have them contact me at david@LDSPrepper.com. My phone number is also on my store at LDSPrepperstore.com. Please have them contact me. We've got to get this project done. Anyway, so could not run the house, which means that the inflation on the greenhouses went down and everything else went down. But I did run an extension cord from this generator back over to the quail and chicken brooders and get them back under heat. So I had to dispose of one chick this morning because it was dead, and I was grateful to find that the one that was really struggling, and it was really struggling, it was making an effort to stay alive, did stay alive and is doing well. It's funny when they sleep here, you think that they're dead, like this little one here, but she's just laying down. They just kind of like collapse when they're tired. It's kind of sprawl out. So let me tell you some things I've changed since day one, things that you may want to consider. First of all, I really want to give a shout out to My Shire Farm here on YouTube. They have a fantastic channel. I have been binge watching all of their videos for the last 2 weeks to learn about how to grow jumbo quail. And they are just amazing. Look at these quail crawling inside the feeder. So I'll have a link to their channel down below. But one of the things I did change was originally I had just feed here on the shop paper towels. So if you're going to put down something that the birds need some footing on, use the shop paper towels, not the white paper towels. The shop paper towels work much better for grip. Then on the shop paper towels, I had just put some piles of food on the floor, on the paper towels directly, so the birds could get to it. So one of the things I would recommend is you don't need to put in a 250 watt bulb. I would recommend a 125 watt bulb. And then I have this reflector here, and this is a regular, just kind of a, let me just pull it up so you guys can see it without getting burned here. Just kind of a regular flood lamp, nothing special, no red lamp or anything like that. And just put it in one of these hanging lamp holders. And I have it right down. You can see it's just level with the top of the container here. This is a 96 quart plastic container. What I would probably do differently is I would make sure that if I'm using a container like this, which makes it easy for cleaning out, I would put some insulation all the way around it, maybe get some of that reflective foam from, a rigid foam insulation from Home Depot, someplace like that, to help keep the temperature consistent. You can see in here that I have a Lacrosse Mobile Alerts thermometer, and I check the status of the temperature on my phone all the time to make sure that it's consistent. Now, I'm not trying to be at a certain temperature. I'm just using that to monitor it, and I can tell by the birds' activity when they're comfortable. You can see they're kind of spread out over here, which means that they're fine, and they're kind of bunched over there. So it looks like the light is good. They're kind of relaxing over there. So if they're all right underneath, immediately underneath the light, that means the light isn't warm enough for them. But you can see they're not directly underneath the light. So I use the Lacrosse Mobile Alerts. That really helps me. If the temperature drops or goes too high or too low, I could set a range and get an alert. And something else that I really love is this Wise camera. And I've got this mounted inside the box, and so I can monitor the birds while I'm in my office working. So that has worked out great. I really recommend those two items. I'll have those lists below. I've got the water container in here. You need to make sure that you get the narrow one. This is much narrower than the chickens. Let me show you the chicken ones here. You can see it through the plastic. It's much wider, probably 3 or 4 times, 5 times wider than this one. And you need to make sure that it's narrow, otherwise the quail will get in there and they will drown. I also added this board to it because they were getting a lot of food into the water. So I was hoping that maybe raising it up off the floor would help. And then also making it further away from the feeder to see if we get less food in the water. The first night I put in electrolyte. It's called Save a Bird, Save a Chick, something like that. I'll have a link down below. And that helps get their energy up and helps them start growing and be healthy. So I've added the bird feeder here. So those are the changes I've made, and hope this helps you as you're building up your ideas on what to do to raise quail for food, eggs, and profit. I will be updating this every few days and then weekly and giving you ideas. And I also have a step-by-step guide on what to do first, which I'll be going over in a video. This is LDSPrepper reminding you, if ye are prepared, you shall not fear. And these little buggers are just as cute as a button. So fun to have. I can see why you could just totally have them for pets. These here are working machines for me. I do treat them kindly, but they are here to produce eggs, meat, or profit.